It's time to work on something. Today we are changing the alternator in a 1997 Honda Civic. This works for pretty much all Honda Civics, as long as they have the D-series motor with the alternator in the back. First thing you gotta do, obviously, jack up the car, put it on a jack stand. Always make sure you have a jack as a secondary support, just in case something happens with that jack stand, you'd be shocked. So let's get the battery disconnected first, so we got no power going to the alternator and we don't shock ourselves, because we don't need that early in the morning. It's hot as hell. Alright, let's get this battery disconnected. Battery positive is disconnected. I'm actually going to grab something to keep that separated, just so they don't. A piece of cardboard would be nice, but rag will do just fine. Got me there. Oh, mint. Next, we are going to loosen the tensioner bolts on the alternator so we can get the belt off. Let's do that. This is a 12mm. Not too bad, because I just changed this damn thing literally like 4 months ago. But I had a bad battery. So the bad battery was putting too much strain on the alternator, which caused me to have to replace freshly replaced alternator. It's burnt up. Now it's only charging at 8 volts. It needs to be 14, obviously. Everybody knows that. Now we are going to remove the hot wire from the alternator, which will be that nut right there. And since we no longer have the battery positive connected, that is not a hot wire anymore, but we still have to remove it to get the alternator out. So you're going to need a 10mm. Is this extension too long? Yes. Yes, this is way overkill. Do I care? No. It's the first one I found. Plus, I mean, look at the work height. I ain't bent over, bruh. Chilling. If you're like me, you always put your tools there. I'm sure you forgot them there a few times. Oops. Try to remember what tools you started with, and then before you close your hood, look for the ones that you might be missing. And that nut just fell on the ground. But we'll get it. Now, of course, we have to remove the harness wire, plug, excuse me. And that is a pain in the butt to get to because it's angled weird. Oh, I got it. You just set these aside. I like to pull them back and try to hook it on something like this brake line. Whoop, you gotta stay out of your way. Nice, yeah. Now we're going to go down there and remove the bottom bolt from the alternator so we can get the belt off and pull the alternator out. Simply. And here's the bottom of the alternator. I'm quickly realizing that using the creeper was probably a bad idea because I am right on this thing. So I have not a lot of room to work on it. But it's better than sliding on the concrete, I guess. So this is going to be a 14mm. Extendo, baby. Get that extra grip. Backwards left-handed? What? How's he doing it? It's loose now, so now it's shortened. No more extendo. Now, once you get this nut off, set it down right there. You might not be able to push this. Oh, yeah, got it by hand. Sometimes you got to use a screwdriver or crowbar, but now we're going to push the alternator forward. See how that loosens the tension in the belt. There we go. Now we pull the belt off. Oh wow, would you look at that. Now we're going to pull this bolt all the way out and your alternator is free. We also need to get the alternator mount off of the engine right here. That way we can pull the alternator down. Sometimes you can fish it out from the top, but my brake Master cylinder is kind of in the way, and I don't want to have to remove any of that, so we're going from below. Trick to removing this bolt: open a wrench. Right. Okay. Right there. And blue. Yeah. A little bit of extra finesse, you know what I mean? Bolt out way too close to my face. Alternator. Okay, we'll be back with something to pry that out. Told you I was too close to that goddamn thing. For removing the alternator, if it is stuck, especially if yours is older, mine's not that old, so a screwdriver should work, but you never want to go into the car empty-handed, so the backup plan. Welcome back to the very too close to my face engine. We are back under. We are going to take the alternator off of the brake. A little bit of wiggling. Pushing up while we're wiggling. Almost there, buddy. And we are free. And we're just going to put that aside right there, because we need to remove the alternator bracket from the block. These are most likely 14s. Let me see. What do you know? 14s. Put the extendo on, cut. Let's get this one out first. There we go. Okay, so we're going to go the 14mm open-end wrench way, but obviously it's too tight. If you're a mechanic, you already know this trick. If you are not and you're new to DIY, take a second open-end wrench, lock that in like so. Okay, put it in between. Now you have grip, and you just pull it towards you. Get a little back there so I hit myself in the face. Yeah, that's how that's done, bro. Now we can use just the regular opening and get it the rest of the way off. And voila. Safety precaution, always wear some type of glasses, because if you're under here, too many times I've had stuff fall into my eye and you're like freaking down and out for a few hours trying to get that stuff out of your eye. I'm of course recording this on my Ray-Ban Metas, so they're doubling as safety glasses, but any safety glass or regular pair of sunglasses will work. It'll save your eyes. Protect them eyes. Okay, this could be usually the most frustrating part because everything else is bolts and nuts and wires and belts, but if you squeeze this bad boy down this way, you can get it out to the bottom here. Yeah. Oh, you might have to remove this inner fender well. This is a very old car and it's just my commuter, so I'm going to just smash it. Well, I mean, it's easy to remove if you want to remove it. It's just, that's my little beater, so. And we're out. Alternator in hand. And if you look, those windings are black. This is supposed to be shiny copper. Oh yeah, that's not good either. Yep, some broken pieces in there. Yeah, I think this thing's gone. New replacement alternator. See the windings that are copper in there? Nice and pretty, and obviously nothing shaking around in there. Comes the new nut for the power wire. Other than that, everything is exactly the same. Sorry, there we go. Nice and pretty. Let's get her in. Alright, installation. Obviously, everything's just reverse. I'm gonna put the alternator bracket back on. We already have the new alternator chilling up there. Chilling like a villain, bro. Chilling like a villain. Just get That baby started on. Why you no go in, bro? It's being too fast for it. Alright, got it started, so we're gonna grab this other one. Bloop. That one started as well. I'm gonna speed this up. Oh, look at that. The magic of video. Whoa. Whoa, whoa, whoa. You're falling on my face, bro. Not today, Junior. Not today. Oh yeah, that's bad mamma jamma right here. Can be quite a pain in the butt to get back in. You're going to want to push this bushing. See how it's kind of hitting right there? We're going to push this bushing all the way back. Alright, hopefully you guys can see this. I'm going to open these bad boys up. Right, like so. Come over here. I'm going to squeeze that bushing. Oh, see? Nice. Push it all the way up against this wall right here. Now it's not sticking out over here. You should be able to wiggle it into the cradle. We're going to loosen that mount up top because that is getting in our way. It's the joys of aftermarket parts. So it's probably easier to get to that bolt. It's right there from the top, but we got the extendo. So we're already under here, so. Oh joy. Horses of 14. Nice. Just loosen that up. That way we could get some play in that bar up there that adjusts the alternator. Oh, see? Okay, so if you have an aftermarket alternator, pushing the bushing in like this does not give you the clearance you need to get the bracket on. See, that's pretty tight. On this one it's going to work because I already had this one on. So it's kind of pushed its way in, but I cannot get that new one on. So I'm going to put a little bit of PB Blaster, penetrating oil. Okay, right there. Right there. Alright, so proof that you don't really need all these fancy tools to get things like this done. This is just like little tricks. The bolt that goes in here for the alternator, the nut that goes in the end. Put it in one side, thread it right here. Get it right there. Now we can press this bushing out. Hope to use this little channels. And we should be able to press that out. Ah, yeah, buddy. That's all it takes, man. Nothing crazy, nothing fancy. Use the car parts as tools, bro. Now we got enough room right here. That should just slide right. Look at the room you got there. And as you tighten it, that bushing is going to press up against there, and you'll be good to go. Okay, now with that bushing pushed out, it should be much easier to fit this alternator in. Remember, we moved that bracket up top, so that's out of the way now, too. Look at that. Would you... Jeez. Oh, jeez. Oh, jeez. Give a little wiggle. Okay, make sure this part is locked on back here. We are. That way this bad boy don't move when you're tightening down that nut. And we're not going to tighten this all the way down because we need some play to get the belt and the top bracket put back on. So let's get this belt. Shove this bad boy all the way over here. Alright, belt is on. Make sure it's wrapped around the pulley on the bottom as well. Good to go. We can pull this down a little bit. Just put some tension in it. Again, we're not going to tighten that. We're going to go up top. We're going to get that bracket mounted on the top. That way we got everything loose. It's always easier to work on things. If you really wanted to, you could hook up the wires while you're down here. At least the plug, because remember, it's a pain to get to while you're up there. Boom. Alright, we're back upstairs. Here's that bracket that we loosened. We're going to move this wire out of the way. The back side of the top of the alternator is threaded. So we're just going to get this bolt inside the slot. and start threading it in. Loosened this bracket while we were down there, so now we're up top, and we're just going to go ahead and tighten it from up here. Tighten the adjuster, go down below, tighten the bottom nut on the alternator. We should be good to go. Now, you don't want it too tight, right? You want just enough play in there. I like to hold something like a screwdriver down on it so it doesn't come up on you while you're tightening down this adjuster. Go ahead and tighten that down. I'm using the crowbar just to hold it down. Not just lightly with my hand, nothing crazy. Tighten the hell out of that so it doesn't adjust when you go down and tighten the bottom nut. Make sure it didn't over tighten on you. That's perfect right there. Bam! Now we're going to go down below, tighten that bottom nut. Get the final connection on, which is the hot wire coming from the battery, and we're good to go. Now that we're back below, you can see the tension in the belt. See? You can push it about, 1/8 inch. Get our 14mm back on here. We're going to tighten our final connection point. And now we're going to put that hot wire back on. Make sure the boot is out of the way. Put the new nut that they gave you on there. Giant extension again. Again, it's just what we had available, but at the same time, gives a good work night too. Boot out of the way. Bloop. Bloop. Not crazy tight with this because it's just for the wire. It's just like a little snug, just a little snug. Put the boot back over it. Boom, boom, boom. Plugs already in. Bolts are tightened. Belt is adjusted. Let's hook that battery back up. It's a good time to clean up your battery if it's really bad. This one's not terrible. I'm just gonna wipe it down. It doesn't really have a lot of corrosion on it, so I'm happy with it. It's my computer anyways, who cares? Yeah, if it was the customers, I'd clean it. I'd put some anti-seize on the battery. Well, not anti-seize, but they have some battery protector. It's red. Works pretty damn good. That's tight right there. Connections are okay. Yep. Alright. She's back up and running. One thing, if you want to test the alternator, you can test it here at the battery. I'm sure you can see that, but we're going to go with the negative post, and the positive post should be 14 volts. 14.29. Nice. Good to go. Alright people, she's good. That's that. Changed an alternator on a late 90s, early 2000s Honda Civic. Make sure you take in your old alternator for a core charge. I'm sure they're going to charge you for a core. Anyways, like, comment, subscribe if you want to see some more content like this. On to the next.